There's one, guys.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write out your story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be.
Yo. Alright guys, got a treat for you today. We are going to do a shore fishing video from out here at Marburg. Start out with this little Z-Man jackhammer. See if we can get any active fish to maybe react to that quick. Then we'll maybe slow down a little bit. So let's see what happens.
Alright, so now since I targeted everything with the chatterbait that was around this area, I'm going to slow down, pick up my drop shot rod, and do the same thing and fan cast all around this area with that.
There's one, guys.
Now this fish, she was a wild one. She just went absolutely nuts when we hooked into her. Fought like crazy and didn't want to give up.
There we go, that's a solid one. Ooh, and the hook just popped right out of him. Real nice and easy, like. Well, here we go, guys. Popped up with the first one of the night. Got this nice big girl. Check her out. Real nice fish. Very nice, very nice. Now, let's let her back. Let's let this nice one go. About a 3.5 pounder probably. There she goes. So what I'm really doing with this drop shot is I'm just shaking it a little bit and then watching my line real closely. If my line starts shooting off, then it means there's a fish on it.
Now I switch spots, move down a dock or two, and start throwing the chatterbait again, and repeating the cycle. The retrieve that I'm doing with the chatterbait is just a real slow retrieve, reeling it real nice and slow, making sure I'm banging off the bottom. If I'm hitting any grass, I'm ripping it out of that real quick, and just enough to keep that blade fluttering nice, but slow enough that I'm banging bottom and crawling real nice and slow.
There's one, guys. There's another one with the chatterbait. Look at that nice one. About a 16 and a half, 17 incher. Nice one. Let's let him go quick. Yeah, I caught 2 so far.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do what?
Largemouth.
Largemouth? Really?
Yeah.
You're biting on your jig there, I mean?
Yeah, a little chatterbait so far.
Chatterbait?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Are they keepers?
Yeah, they were, both of them, the one was a 3.5 pounder and this one was like a 2 pounder. I actually just released it probably, guys, maybe a minute or so before you guys walked up.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
Now, as you can see, I am switching back to my drop shot again and continuing to work that real slow along the bottom, just popping it real slow, letting it sink all the way, waiting a couple seconds, giving it a couple pops, letting it sit a couple seconds again, and then giving it another couple pops. And by about a couple seconds, I'm probably giving it about a 10 count. Break a couple of these branches off here so I can cast a little bit better.
Crap, I didn't even know I had one. Dang, that's the nicest one yet. That's a fat one, guys. Hook pop right out. Off the old drop shot. Look at that nice big girl. Whoo hoo hoo. Look at her. That's a nice big fatty. Let's let her go quick. There she goes.
Now I'm going to switch up and move docks again. Usually, most of the time these docks are only about good for 1 or 2 fish at each one of them. Sometimes if you're lucky you can get more than that, but depends on the day for the most part. Sometimes you don't even get any at some of them. But I just like to make a bunch of casts at each dock and then move on to the next one. And then repeat the cycle. And then if I don't catch anything on those couple lures that I got tied on at each one of those docks, then I'll run back through them and tie on other stuff and repeat the cycle over with those baits.
There we go, fourth one of the night. Got another 15-incher. That nice one. Decent chunk. There we go. Splashed the shit out of me there. I think so. As you can see, guys, I'm not really doing anything different from shore than what I do from boat. Just picking them apart, this little spot here, fan cast in different areas, and switching through baits a little bit. Well, that is going to about conclude this one for y'all and this little bank fishing video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope some of these tips throughout it were helpful for y'all. And just a little recap for the end of it. So all these fish, 2 of them were caught on the drop shot, 2 of them were caught on the chatterbait. This is just something I like to do on a normal basis when we go out most of the time, especially in the earlier part of the season, right before they start coming up to spawn and all that. I really like to vary between baits, and I'll switch off from like moving baits, like something like a chatterbait or spinnerbait. They're 2 of my go-tos for moving baits and picking off active fish. And then once I felt like I've come through that area really good with that kind of a bait, I'll run through back with something slower like a jig or a drop shot or a Texas rig, dragging it, and see if I can pick off any of the slower fish or more inactive fish. And it seems to work. But as you can see, I do the same thing from boat as I would do from shore, but I honestly think from shore I can pick these spots apart a little bit better most of the time, just because you're not dealing with the wind, you're not dealing with having to keep the boat positioned right, or going over top of the fish, especially at the marina, kind of where we were. Sometimes with Cadorus being as clear as it is, if you go over top of them too much, they're not going to bite. So you got to be careful of that with the boat a lot of times. But the drop shot I was throwing on my Enigma Phenom. It is a 7-1 medium action spinning rod, and then I had that on 10-pound trilene line, just regular mono, regular trilene XL, nothing fancy for that one. And for my chatterbait rod, I was throwing my Enigma Phenom rod. It was a 7.3 medium heavy fast action, and I was using a 7.3-to-1 reel, and that was on 15-pound line. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for the giveaway. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, going to give away a reel. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel for that. Also, leave a comment. That gets you another entry. And like this video. So without further ado, we will see you guys next Thursday.